Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today somebody pitched purple base Magnamon X to me, so that's what we're going to look at today. Starting with our egg, 4 copies of the promo Minomon. This just has an inheritable. When attacking, if this Digimon is multicolored, by trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. We really are just playing this for the name. I mean, the pitch effect is nice. Being able to stack your trash is nice. Deleting rookies is nice. But more importantly than any of that, we do need the name to make the Wormmons work for our base. Speaking of Wormmons, for our level 3 base, we have 4 copies of the BT16 Wormmon. Start of your main phase and on play, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 4 Digimon card with the Insectoid or Free Trait in the trash with the cost reduced by 1. And then when attacking, you get to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. We really care about that effect on play and start of main. We want to stack our trash and do some level 5 shenanigans to get an extra body on board and perhaps enable some fun DNA plays. So this is going to be a really important piece in this deck. We then have 3 copies of the BT20 Wormmon on play by trashing 1 card in your hand. Give one of your opponent's Digimon on deletion, lose 1 memory until the end of their turn. Great way to fill the trash. It has a retail inheritable, which will make our Magna X really, really disgusting. The last rookie I have chosen to round out our count here is 3 copies of ST16 Gabumon. Start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, you gain a memory. That's a really nice effect right there. And then the inheritable says when attacking, draw 1, then trash 1 card from your hand. Another way to stack the trash. If all else fails, we can build a stack with the Gabumon in it, draw cards, trash cards, find our pieces, and make some plays. For our level 4s, it might be a little bit easy to guess, but we're going to be abusing Shadramon for this. So we have 4 copies of the EX3 Shadramon. When digivolving, you activate one of the effects below. You can digivolve one of your other Digimon into a level 4 Digimon with a free trait from your trash for the cost, or you may DNA digivolve this Digimon with one of your other Digimon into a card in your hand for the cost. So basically, you either evo something else into a free trait, or you DNA a card with another card basically for free. So, and then this has an end of turn DNA effect, which is also great. We have 2 copies of the EX5 Dobermon X-Antibody. On play, one of your Digimon gains retail until the end of your opponent's turn. That won't happen ever, basically, unless you hard play this. When digivolving, though, we get to draw 1, trash 1, and if Dobermon or X-Antibodies in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you activate this card's on-play effect. The inheritable says your turn once per turn. When an effect plays one of your Digimon gain a memory, we're going to look to abuse that using Cerberusmon Werewolf mode. Hopefully, this can net us some memory back if we play out a rookie with this in the stack. We don't really want to see this in the stack that often, though, because we're really using this to cycle cards, and we do need Digimon with the armor form trait in our stack underneath Magna X to actually get our when digivolving effect. So normally, you're going to be evoing this on top of your Gabumon in order to get an extra draw, swing it in, draw another card with Gabumon, and just get rid of this. We are also running 4 copies of the promo Shadramon. When digivolving, you may play 1 Beamon or Wormmon from your trash suspended without paying the cost. The inheritable says on deletion, you play a Wormmon or a Beamon from your hand suspended without paying the cost. So that's going to be really important. We'll look at that in just a second. I do want to talk about Cerberusmon Werewolf mode because that's going to tie everything together. I think it's going to make a little bit more sense. So Cerberusmon Werewolf mode says when digivolving, you may play 1 level 3 blue or purple Digimon card from your trash or from one of your Digimon sources without paying the cost. At the next end of your opponent's turn, return it to the hand. And then all turns when an effect plays one of your Digimon, return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the hand. So what are we trying to do here is get into Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, play out a level 3 from our stack. Hopefully it will be one of these 2 Wormmons. So that is the ideal world. This Wormmon is kind of perfect because it's going to reduce an evo cost. We want to be able to evo into the promo Shadramon from the trash. This one digivolving will let us play another Wormmon. Doesn't really matter which one. And then we will hopefully, I mean, in a perfect world, we'd be playing this Wormmon, evo it into a EX3 Shadramon, and then from there we can DNA into a Kimeramon, and then we have more plays available. The nice thing about this card too is that if we do have Dober X in our stack, if our stack doesn't have the armor trait, we are building another stack to play with to get Magna X on the board. So this memory gain inheritable kind of negates the fact that this costs 4 memory to evo into, and it opens up your board to a lot of options. So this is a pretty fun level 5 to be playing in this deck. Speaking of the DNA play, we are on 2 copies of Kimeramon. If you really want to go ham with the DNA effect, just run this at 4. I kind of found that 2 was a sweet spot for me because the stack was working pretty well, just going into armor up the line and getting Magna on board. But 4 copies of Chimera would be fine. You DNA this on 2 level 4s. It gets the colors of all the sources underneath it. And then when digivolving, you may place a level 5 or lower Digimon card from your trash under this Digimon as its bottom source. Then up to 4 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1k for each of this Digimon's colors until the end of your opponent's next turn. Your turn, this Digimon is treated as also having the colors of its sources. While this Digimon has 4 more colors, it gains 4k DP. If we're going to evo this into Magna X, it's really important that we do get one of these werewolf modes underneath it that gives it the blue that we need to get into Magna X. Or a Boutmon that gives us yellow to get into Magna X as well. That's another reason why I'm only on 2 copies of Kimeramon, is that the level 5s are important to match your colors to get into Magna X. Speaking of Boutmon, 2 copies of BT20 Boutmon Has Fortitude. The All Turns effect will not happen. We don't have a tamer to tuck underneath the Boutmon. But what we do have is this really cool inheritable as this All Turns once per turn. When this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle, trash their top security card. Since that is All Turns, if we block with the Magna X, this inheritable will trigger, and then we can unsuspend the Magna X and get another block out of it, which is awesome. That's going to be really, really crucial for keeping a sticky board. The only level 6 we are running in this deck, BT16 Magnamon X, kind of notorious, but it evos on a yellow, blue, or black level 5 Digimon for 4, has blocker, armor purge, and then when digivolving, if Magnamon X or an armor form trait card is in this Digimon's Digivolution sources until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gets 3k DP and isn't affected by your opponent's effects, then unsuspend it. So we get the immune, we get to unsuspend, and then with that Boutmon we were talking about, we get to activate all turns when a card is removed from a security stack, activate the when digivolving again. So we get that free unsuspend with the Boutmon underneath. Really nasty boss card. If you've never played against it, then God bless your soul. This game has not been ruined for you yet. But it's really strong, and that, as evidenced by the fact we're playing this in purple pile, it's really versatile. You can just, as long as you get into this, you have a fighting chance. The support, we are running around this card. 1, Calling from the Darkness, getting your pieces back from the trash if we have to, is great. That's what this card is for. 2 copies of Purple Scramble. This is going to mitigate some of our Evo cost. You can see Shadramon might wind up costing us 3 if we go on top of the Gabumon, and Cerberusmon Werewolf mode does cost 4 to get into, so a Scramble is certainly welcome in this deck, and then being able to fix your top card with the delay effect is not bad either. 2 copies of Protoform, getting into Magna X for cheaper is awesome, and getting into Dober X for 1 is also awesome. The only unfortunate thing is that Magna X doesn't actually care about having the X-Antibody underneath it in its stack to do things. If you wanted to, I think you could even get away with running the regular X-Antibody so that you could swing with Kimeramon or Cerberusmon Werewolf mode and Evo into this that way, get some extra damage in, and then get your unsuspend trigger when you remove the security. But that's up to you. Honestly, the X-Antibody is cheaper, so you might just want to run it over Protoform for that reason. We do have Awakening of the Golden Knight. If you have a Digimon with the armor form in its traits in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. So if you have Shadramon on board, you can use this one-of card. And then main, you can Digivolve one of your Digimon with armor form in its traits into a Digimon with Magnamon in its name from your hand, ignoring its requirements and without paying its memory cost. The Digimon that Digivolved with this effect can't have its DP reduced by your opponent's effects until the end of your opponent's turn. So the cool thing about this is that since Shadramon is a armored form Digimon, we can basically just Evo Shadramon into Magnamon X-43 and then give it its when digivolving, and no DP reduction can affect it. So awesome little effect there. We are going to run 2 copies of Heaven's Judgment. Honestly, I kind of fought about what should be in the slot. I thought Alice would be good here because you play out the level 3 with Cerberusmon, and then you just Alice and you get into Magnamon X for 1. That's not bad. But ultimately, I decided we are certainly lacking in removal in this deck. We don't really have a way to answer the opponent's board other than blocking. So Heaven's Judgment kind of slots in really nicely here. While you have a green Digimon or Tamer, you can use this card without meeting its color requirements. We're only ever going to be using this when Magna X is on board, so we will meet the yellow color requirements. And then main, we're going to activate the effect below. For each color your Digimon have, activate again. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6k for the turn. So we are going to be giving out minus 24k with Magna on the board. That will certainly remove just about anything that you could be dealing with that Magna X can't deal with. We are running 4 copies of the Amber Memory Boost. We can't run a training. We have too many colors for that. The Amber Memory Boost is going to get us yellow or purple pieces, which is all of our Digimon except for Kimeramon. So main, reveal top 3, add a yellow or purple Digimon to the hand. The rest go bottom. Then this goes to battle area, delay, gain 2 memory. Just keep in mind, we have white cards in the deck, and we do have Shuu, Yulin. You can see next to it. You can whiff those with this. You do whiff your options, so you don't want to carelessly plop this down, but it is kind of our primary search tool in the deck, next to the analog units that you see over there as well. We are on 1 copy of Shuu Yulin. Start of your turn, it's a mem setter, and then you can mind link to an X-Antibody trait. Digimon gives it Alliance Reboot. Because we have the ability to play at level 3s, I feel like the Alliance effect is really gross in this deck, and the Reboot's going to let us get damage in with Magna X without really worrying about having to block the next turn. It just guarantees us the blocks on the opponent's turn. I did have just 1 slot, so I slotted in the Shuu Yulin for that. It's really easy to whip, so that's why it's out of 1 of. 2 copies of Matt Ishida. Memory setter, again, memory is going to be really important in this deck because we do have 4 cost Evos, but when an effect trashes a card in your hand by suspending this Tamer, you can gain a memory. That's going to be awesome because we do have the Gabumons we talked about, we have the Wormmon that trashes cards from our hand, and we do have the Dobermon that draws and trashes cards, so this is going to be a good resource to get extra memory out of. And then lastly, 3 copies of Analog Youth, reveal top 3, add a Digimon among them to your hand, trash the rest, and then all turn to one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digivolution cards is deleted. You can suspend this Tamer. If you do, gain a memory, hatch an egg to an empty space. So this is going to be important for finding basically any Digimon in the deck. We don't have to worry about colors that way. So this is kind of our primary way to find Kimeramon if we don't have it, if we are looking for it. So that is what I have for purple base Magnamon X. Super cool deck. Give it a try. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and let me know if you have any tech cards that you think would be interesting in this build. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Thank you to our channel members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong, Big Z11, Coffee Deus, and DigiDane who make videos like this possible.